Hello, my name is Paul and I am the Race Logistics Manager for the Skye events team, and I'm here today to present a short but useful video for you as the race marshals for our upcoming event, which is the Staffin Triathlon and 10k race series. This takes place up in the Staffin area on the Isle of Skye on Saturday, August 30th. And we're looking forward to a bumper event, and by following a few procedures and protocol, we as marshals can help ensure the safety of that event for our participants and for the wider public. Now, alongside this short video today, I will send to you via our Marshals WhatsApp group chat some documents. These documents will contain the Marshals spreadsheet, which will show your race position and zone out on race day, as well as some documents containing emergency contact details, what to do and who to call in the event of an emergency, and I will provide the race maps and route timings for you to peruse. If I could please ask all of you to read over and familiarise yourself with the content of these documents prior to the events. Now, I'll begin here by describing briefly the different events. We have in essence on race day 5 different events. Beginning at 10 AM, we have the main event known as the Staffin Sprint. This involves a 750 metre swim, a 19.2 kilometre cycle and a 5 kilometre run. Then at 10:40 AM, we have the Super Sprint involving a 300 metre swim, a 10.5 kilometre cycle and a 2.5 kilometre run. Then at 11:10 AM, we commence with the start of our junior events known as Tri-Start and TS1, involving a 100 metre swim, a 1.7 kilometre cycle and a 600 metre run. And at 11:30 AM, we round off the triathlon events with the TS2 and TS3. These involve a 300 metre swim, a 5 kilometre cycle and a 1.8 kilometre run. Also at 11:30 AM, we have our Staffin 10k. This follows a beautiful undulating out and back route out on the Garros Road, which is just to the southwest of the finish area of the events. Now, in terms of the start and finish areas, it's worth noting a few points. The start areas for all of the events except the 10k are down at the Staffin Slipway. The finish areas for all of the events, including the 10k, are at the Staffin stores, sometimes referred to as the Hungry Gull. They're both right next door to each other. So just to sum up there, the start area for all events is at the Staffin Slipway, except the 10k, whereas the finish areas for all events, including the 10k, is at Staffin stores. So the only exception therefore in terms of start area is the 10k. This starts just to the southwest of the Staffin stores, just slightly off the 8855 road as it follows the Garros Road out and back on a lovely B road. Please do, as I say, familiarise yourself with the route maps and route timings via the attached documentation. Now, I do stress to you as marshals that the roads are open on race day, principally that main 8855 road. There is, however, one road closure in place, and this road closure is for the unclassified Staffin Slipway Road, known to some as the Ancorin Road. The closure for the slipway is in place from 10 AM until 1 PM, so it's in place for a full 3 hours, and that closure helps ensure the safety of all of the triathlon based events starting, and it also ensures the wider safety of the junior Tri-Start TS1, 2, 3 events, because the bulk of the routes for those events take place in and within the Staffin Slipway area. In terms of the main road being open, I can ensure to you that appropriate race signage will be up and prevalent, including the 2 major turn points. Those major turn points being the Layout Falls turn point for the sprint and the Kilt Rock turn point for the super sprint. We will also have a lead vehicle, and the lead vehicle is there to enhance the safety of the main event, the sprint, and the lead cyclists and participants and runners. Now, the lead vehicle will be adorned with appropriate signage and will have a orange amber light attached as well. Furthermore, and on top of that, we will have a sweeper for the main event and a sweeper for the 10k event. And details of those sweepers will be in the attached Marshals spreadsheet. Now, for those of you unfamiliar with what or who a sweeper is a person or persons that can either be in a vehicle, running or cycling, and essentially sweeps the last participant safely back home to the finish area, ensuring that no one is unaccounted for on race day. Now, given that most of the events for this event are triathlon based, I thought it wise just to briefly break down the three sections or the three aspects. So beginning with the swimming event, the swims take place within the Staffin slipway area down at Staffin Bay. Now, I can tell you that there will be 2 motorised safety boats in place and 5 Marshall kayakers in place for the safety of the swimmers. Furthermore, there will be buoys out on the water, and all participants are being asked and will be asked to keep to the left of the buoys for safety reasons as they swim out and back on the swimming section. It is mandatory for all participants to wear a wetsuit and a coloured swim cap, again just for safety and visibility reasons. Now, given that we are talking about a triathlon, there are transition zones. These are known as Transition 1, T1, and Transition 2, T2. Now, in terms of T1, this involves swimming participants changing into the cycling element of the event. Now, it is mandatory that all participants strap on and mount fully and properly their helmet before beginning to take their bicycle, and it's also mandatory that they gather their bicycle and exit the T1 area before cycling off. So there's no cycling in transition. It's a standard safety and regulation rule of triathlons. In terms of T2 is later on in the events when the cyclists transition to the running element. And again, here it is mandatory that the cyclists dismount the bike safely, put the bike over for storage on the bike rack, and then and only then they de-harness their safety helmet and get ready for the run element of the course. Now, your role as marshal is an important role. It's a fun role, but by adhering to a few safety procedures, we can help ensure the safety overall of our participants and you as marshals and the wider public. Now, it's mandatory for you to wear a high-vis vest or jacket. We will issue these to you on race day, and it is very likely, we will confirm this prior to race day, that we will hold final pre-race briefing probably around 9 AM on race morning. We will also issue to you at that point a laminate card for you to keep on you in person. The laminate card will contain the medical emergency response team details known as MERT or first aid details, and it will also contain the number and details of my colleague, a Mr. Paddy Stevenson. Now, Paddy Stevenson is taking my place this year at the event as I will be absent for this triathlon, and Paddy will be your main race marshal on race day. Now, if I can ask all of you for the event as marshals to come with your mobile phones charged and on, and have committed to your phones the MERT number and details and Paddy's number and details. Now, in the event of an emergency, although that's quite unlikely, we have some procedures that we are asking you to follow for safety. If it's a serious emergency such as a suspected heart attack or stroke, the principal protocol is that you call 999 first, then call MERT, the medical emergency response number, and then call Paddy third in that order. If it's a more minor injury or a runner dropout or something that is less concerning, if we can ask first for you to call Paddy and then contact MERT. Please, in any case, reassure the participant, try to stay with the participant, and if possible, we'd ask you to try and get their name, their race number and their timing chip. This is a timed chip event, so it's handy if you can manage to retrieve the chip safely as well. In terms of arrival and parking, I would recommend, with the first event kicking off at 10 AM, I would recommend you arrive around 8:45. There's parking at Columba 1400. It's got a wide array of spaces in there, and there's a little overflow car park just across the road and down a little. Again, full details of that overflow car park area are in the attached maps and details. Please note that there's no parking on the day for anyone at the Staffin stores or the Hungry Gull area, because these are the finish areas for the event. So there's no parking in that zone. I hope that you have a fantastic event. I would like to thank you on behalf of Skye Events and myself for marshalling. I've stressed before and I re-stress it, we cannot do these events without you. And we hope that you have a fun day and a bumper day, and due to you and thanks to you, we help make it all happen. And let's keep fingers crossed for some excellent weather. Last year we had wonderful weather, so if we can get something similar, that would be great. Any questions, do feel free to contact myself or Paddy on the Marshals WhatsApp group, but please also read over the attached documents, as these provide fuller details to this short video. Thank you, and I hope you have a great event. Thanks again.